Hey guys, what's happening? Last year, I did a video concerning the issue of hurricanes and preparations for hurricanes in 2025. There's a whistleblower, and we have some audio from him, and we had to disguise his voice in a certain manner so that nobody would know who he is. And but he's gonna give us some information, so we had to do like a video with it. But you're not gonna see his face; you're just gonna hear the audio. We're trying to protect him. The issue is that we're going to have some terrible weather in this year. But the issue about terrible weather is not just nature, but last year I spoke to you about people manipulating the weather. This year we're going to have a lot of creation of these things. So they can come out of nature, but they'll be created alongside nature, where they'll be amplifying them. Okay? So let me just give you a brief summary first before you hear from that whistleblower. 2025 Caribbean hurricane season, based on the information, is going to be one for the history books, except not the kind of history we would want to remember. There's been some unsettling rumor floating through the upper echelons of the meteorological circles. I get to hear things from time to time, and ones that most of us would never hear about because they're being deliberately suppressed, but have been able to contact someone. And then when I contact an individual, that individual put me on to somebody who would have some information from the meteorological circles, and he's going to talk about that in a while. So basically, what we are gathering is that the 2025 season is said to be unusually deadly. And it's not because of the natural cycles of warmer waters or the atmospheric conditions they're saying, but because of something where the weather itself has become a weapon, a tool being manipulated by certain powers for certain reasons. Okay, and so we understand that there's the projects you heard about HARP, you heard about chemtrails and stuff like that, but it's far beyond that. So let's bring in the
So thanks for
whistleblower at this
having
time.
me. It all begins with a covert project by several world governments who have secretly been altering weather patterns for decades through geoengineering. You've heard of chemtrails, right? Well, this is something bigger, something darker. In 2025, there is a coalition of nations, including certain Caribbean island governments. They have been working together to harness storms, creating an artificially induced hurricane season to destabilize the region. There is big money involved and very corrupt politicians. Why are they doing it? Well, depopulation is real, and the Caribbean weapon is hurricanes. So what they do, according to the region, they used what is unique, so you won't pay attention to what is happening. So, the Caribbean, a vibrant hub of tourism and natural resources, has long been seen as a volatile asset, ripe for exploitation, but difficult to fully conquer. The idea is to use these powerful storms to disrupt infrastructure, drive down local populations, and make the region more dependent on foreign aid. And who benefits? The ones who provide the help after the devastation. This time it will be large multinational corporations, mostly in the energy, reconstruction, and agriculture sectors. The first signs of this manipulation appeared in early 2023, when unusually powerful storms started forming in places where they typically wouldn't. But these weren't the typical Atlantic hurricanes. They were stronger, more focused, and in some cases, they seemed to shift direction with unnerving precision. You saw it with Beryl, Ivan, Maria, just to name a few, and then the heavy, unusual downpours. What I witnessed was unexplained anomalies in the weather patterns, including a sudden increase in the frequency of high-pressure systems combining with tropical disturbances. What this tells us is that they are being directed, the storms. They are guiding them with technology and atmospheric manipulation, mainly in the mid-Atlantic and in the Gulf of Mexico. This year, all of this will culminate in a season where storms don't just form, they will be created. And it doesn't stop there. The use of HARP, High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program, a research program that's been publicly associated with climate studies, is to be the central tool in these engineered storms. The technology was originally designed to manipulate the ionosphere, but it was secretly adapted for storm amplification. This technology, of course, is capable of causing drastic atmospheric shifts, storms that are too precise to be natural. Caribbean governments are under pressure from the international consortiums. the US, because they have been shifting to find economic resources in places like Africa and China, and this is a problem for the United States. So get prepared. It's going to be a bumpy ride.
So you heard from the whistleblower. Like we said, we had to disguise his voice. We had to do it in that format. But it's really going to be a hell of a thing. And a lot of pressures, eh? A lot of pressures on these governments. But like he said to you, Depop is not fake, it's real. And based on certain regions, they're going to try certain things. I think we all know that by now. Really a plan to destabilize and cause more and have less people in the place. It's just a nasty set of people running this universe until the Almighty decides to take care of their nasty behavior. Well, as usual, share the live, subscribe to the channel, and share it to your friends. And you can leave your comments in the section below. Okay.